Having a goal that you've set for over a year and a half and keeps getting delayed, it's one of the most surreal things when you realize it may actually get to happen. Hey, it's Carleigh and Christian. We're two crazy endurance athletes who live in beautiful Santa Barbara, California. In 2021, Carleigh is chasing the goal of completing her first Ironman. Don't forget to subscribe for new videos every week. As of yesterday, I am exactly 3 months from Copenhagen. It is getting so much more real now. Starting to look at places to stay, flights, races are happening. Thought I'd jump in, give my little update on where I'm at. As always, jumping into kind of my mental focus, the swimming, the biking, the running, nutrition, and recovery. So stay tuned, like and subscribe below, and we'll jump into it. So I know last month, mental focus was genuinely the biggest thing I struggled with. I am grateful to share I am in a much better trajectory now. It has been incredibly busy. I started a new job in the last month, had some family in town, but really was able to kind of focus on, no matter what was going on, trying to get in the majority of my training. I had some struggles as I started this month, just kind of recovering from the last month, but I'm on a much better path now, in a much healthier place, just back to having fun with it. And that's really, I think, the most important part, especially as I'm gonna be hanging out with myself all day by myself training soon. I may as well just have fun with it. Kind of excited just to really get back to really kind of where I feel like I thrive the most, and that's just getting it done one day, one interval, one exercise at a time. So as a former swimmer, water polo player, whole 9 yards in that world, it has been very challenging to have so many limitations around swimming. I just enjoy it. I don't like to be rushed, and I'm kind of difficult when it comes to pools. Totally admit that. But I'm super grateful that the new pool is working out. I was able to get in a 3,400 swim, went over, 50 minutes. I'm able to swim multiple times a week. New pool is a big success. 6:15, nobody's here. Oh my gosh. I didn't know these pools existed where I live. I'm not gonna share where that is because there's still a very cutthroat battle for pools in Santa Barbara. But I'm super happy that I'm able to get my distance in, I'm able to get my mileage in, because even as someone who swam their whole life, it's still a long swim. 2.4 miles is no joke. I don't want to miss the part of the race that I naturally feel comfortable in. I want to start the race off on a strong foot. Just so happy to get back in the pool because I definitely noticed my endurance needs some work. Looking forward to those longer miles, just more time in the pool, and that mileage is about to increase quite a bit. Fortunately, this was the longest swim month I've had so far. I swam 12.7 miles, which is 20.4 kilometers. I have a large feeling that is about to go up quite a bit, but longest month so far. The bike is growing a bit, and I'm super excited for the rides that I have ahead of me. Still need to get that bike fit scheduled. Started the steps, but with the new job and family in town, didn't get there yet. Yesterday rode my longest ride outside since we did the Razorback Greenway, which was 70 miles of beautiful bike path, but found another great bike path. Managed to gut through 4 hours on the trainer last weekend. Sadly, my file got corrupted and it didn't record, and I'm only a little bit bitter about that still. Today, it's my second longest ride on the trainer, 3 hours, which I also did less than a week ago. So, I guess it's Ironman training for you, but it's the longest release with focus ride I've done, so should be fun. Let's see how it goes. 1 hour down, 2 to go. 2.5 hours down. 20 minutes to go. Getting tired. It's a lot harder when it's coach making a solid workout for 3 hours than just 3. Gotta just have a 20-minute steady, hard effort, and then cool down. Almost there. 3 hours down on the trainer. I'm tired. I'm gonna go have some recovery shake and refuel all the electrolytes that went straight through me. So the mileage is getting up. I am kind of getting into that really hardcore Ironman training before dipping down for my 70.3. I've got some long rides ahead. I have some great friends who've been joining me for part of it and really enjoying it, as well as kind of combining, good long outdoor rides with some really intense trainer rides. And so overall, the last month, I did 312.4 miles on the bike, which was 502.8 kilometers. It'll be really fun to report what the numbers are next month. Great time out there, trying to do this really fast bike justice. I have now entered the phase of running where my weekends are all double-digit runs, which is fun when I get used to 10 being a pretty regular run. So a lot of 10-mile runs, and to me, they're a lot faster than they used to be. I'm really enjoying that and still building in a lot of speed, but also trying to build that endurance speed. Because for me, that has not been the case. I know if anyone watched my 70.3 time trial, the run was not my strength. I definitely just kept getting slower and slower, and I didn't feel incredibly strong on the run, even though I had been so strong leading up. Excited that there's longer runs, that I'm feeling stronger throughout the run, lower times even on easy days than I used to. So I'm hopeful for that, and it's fun to know I have strength there in my back pocket. So the last month, I did 51.5 miles, which was 82.9 kilometers. And I know for all the runners out there, that sounds really low. Really, it's kind of a puzzle to fit in all of Ironman training, which is why I got a coach, because I just didn't want that puzzle. And overall, really happy with the mileage. I'm gonna do an evening run, a little sunset 10 miler tonight, and see how it goes. And then next weekend is gonna start really going up. So should be good. So when I get ready to kind of pull all this together, I look at all my data overall. I know I was pretty disappointed in how much my training had dipped in the last update and the last month. So I was really happy that I went in, pulled all the information together, and found out that my weekly average of training was 8 hours and 23 minutes. Fortunately, it has gone up, and I can promise you, looking at this training calendar, I'm about to go up quite a bit. But I'm really excited to kind of push my body, enjoy the time out there, and see what I get to tell you next month. Nutrition has been something that's been really important to me as I do this, because this is a lot of training and I want to make sure my body is just fueled properly. I was only okay this last month, family in town, went out to dinner a lot, tried to balance my workouts and cooking, and then also even just increased in calories and planning new meals and making sure as this mileage is going up, as this time is going up, that I'm fueling properly. Kind of at every week when I look at how much training I have, I make sure that the amount of food I'm eating matches that. And at the end of the day, if my body needs something, my body needs something, and I'm gonna fuel for it. Especially as the workouts are getting longer, I'm starting to experiment with more nutrition, different gels, things like that I'm really seeing a big impact on. I just wanna make sure I experiment with everything leading in so that I feel comfortable on race day, that I have a good plan. So overall, as we're sitting here, I have my second meal that is sitting in the crock pot today. Lots of meal prep, lots of planning. some new lunches, a lot of easy meals, and hopefully making sure I can kind of keep crushing my workouts. In hindsight, I have felt like talking about recovery has pretty much been the same. But it's starting to change. The world is opening up, things are happening. Kind of had an epiphany that I was kind of emptying my cup, but not filling it at all. So in terms of recovery, it's making sure I spend time for myself. It's making sure I rest my body, but also making sure I sleep well and do all of those things. Overall, recovery was only okay. Starting to kind of just focus on these last 3 months, making training almost like my job. That'll help me put up a little better boundaries with balancing friends and family and resting. I will keep just living in my Normatex though in the afternoons, and hopefully that helps. So this month I have for my first real race in a really long time. I think for so long all I've been thinking about was the Ironman and what I have coming up, that all of a sudden it has hit me that I have a 70.3 pretty much around the corner. I think I was not sure it would happen, and at this point, definitely is gonna happen, and it's definitely less than a month away. You know, I know I set a PR in November, and that's a goal of mine. It all depends, there's so many factors that go into these races. I feel strong, I feel fast. Not only am I really gonna focus on Copenhagen and my big mileage for that, but I'll be going through taper, I'll be going through recovery, and I'll be having a half Ironman. That is my first race that I have flown to. Lots of kind of fun learnings coming up that might be a little stressful. I'm just really excited to feel like I'll have a real race and a real race experience around the corner. So I'm not gonna lie, but one of my big thoughts is I'm really tired right now. New job with training was kind of a lot. I'm super excited that I've had some time to decompress and really shift into kind of that focus for the next few months. If friends want to hang out, I can invite them to bike with me on my runs now. That's gonna be my new favorite trick, I think. But looking ahead, I've got some big days coming up. I have the biggest training weekend I have ever had next weekend. Got some big stuff coming up. Just kind of looking forward to seeing what my body can do. You know, this isn't an easy thing, and I'm doing this to push myself, and I'm gonna feel that. Hopefully get to really optimistic feeling that we can get there. So it's looking like it'll really happen. It feels a lot more real. It's weird to feel like something you've thought about for so long is actually going to happen. Stay tuned, I'll share more as I keep going through my training. If you haven't already, check out from the beginning. It's kind of entertaining to watch my earlier training videos, and let's see where this comes together. My alarm's going off.
Well, it did say, remind you to.
Oh no, it did. Ruby, please don't be hyper right now.
Don't hit me because it's true.
Someone's in trouble.